side of that coin is, if you got great tires and you've got very dry roadway, your friction is greatly increased. Your turning ability is better, your stopping distance is shortened. A bald or worn tire might blow out. Then what happens to your friction? What happens to your traction? What happens to your control? You do. How about inflation? We hear a lot about inflation on the news these days. We've even had the president come out and say we need to save fuel. Make sure your tires are inflated to the proper level. Have anybody else heard that? I mean, I don't know why a president's worried about tire pressure, but I've actually heard him say that.
Does that also still go for riding on ice? Like, do you lose like more traction when you're riding on ice? Like, is it the same, or is it just because it's just not?
You lose traction when driving on ice because of reduced friction. The inflation of the tires still has a lot to do with it. A poorly inflated tire will close up. It's got ridges in it. These are to provide traction. They have grooves cut into the tire. And if those grooves close up because the tire is underinflated, when you make a move or they yield over, it gives you less traction, less friction. The same is true in ice and everything of that nature. There's only one situation where a low tire is a benefit, and that's when you're in sand. And the only reason it gives you a benefit is because it gives you more surface on the sand and you don't sink down into it. Underinflated tires, you can picture them. They bag out on the side, they move, they give your car a very loose, greasy feeling on the road. They wear out on the outside edge faster. Overinflated tires will wear out in the center faster. If you look at a guy's car and you see he's got good tread on the outside and a bald spot down the middle of it, means he's been running his tires at too high an inflation. On front tires, if you see them bald on the outside edges and plenty of tread in the middle, that is underinflation and driving too aggressively. Both will cause the tires to lean over and tear the rubber off, wear the rubber off the outside edge. Normal inflation is labeled on the side of your tire. And modern tires, whether you're running the little low profile tires or the high tires, the proper inflation range ranges from 30 to 60 pounds. Average is around 40 to 42 pounds.